Welcome to today's video where we are going to test the speed of every starting center on every NBA team, where they are going to run the length of the basketball court. We're going to take the top 10 players from that test and then test them dribbling the basketball up to half court. The whole purpose of this series is to find out who the overall fastest player is in NBA 2K23. We've done it with point guards. I will link that video below as well as up top here. All right, so Joel Embiid. So basically how we do these tests, the second his knee, boom, crosses that line, technically his arm is crossing the line, but we're gonna go off legs here. The second his knee, time starts right there. So crosses, the milliseconds begin. So Joel Embiid will run the length of the floor, and when we get to the end, the way I measure these tests, the second his knee crosses that line, the closest possible way that we can figure it out. Boom, his knee crosses that line, 5:22. We are going to run through every single player. It's really only about 4 to 6 seconds for every single player. I will put a time code in the description, take you right to the finish if that's what you're looking for, and then that will lead into the second round where the actual speed tests begin of these players starting from roughly the same points, right on the baseline, dribbling all the way to half court. The fastest player to do that from those top 10 players from round 1 will be considered the fastest starting center in NBA 2K23. So here we got Brook Lopez running the length of the floor, finishing with a 6:41. All right, on to the Bulls center, the length of the floor, finishing with his left knee across the line of 5:49. All right, Cavs center Allen, pretty quick for a big guy, running the length of the floor, finishing with a pretty quick, actually, for how tall he is. Right knee crossing at 5:27. Boston Celtics, very quick for a big guy. Without the ball, moves very fast, finishing with a 4:46, which is very quick for the full length of the floor. For a center, that's very quick. Clippers center, this is a tough one. He's pushing, but it's slow. All right, we got his knee crossing the line right there at the 6:30 mark. All right, Steven Adams. You know, not too fast for Steven Adams there. We got 6:18 for Steven Adams. Clint Capella, Atlanta Hawks. For a big guy, he's quick. We got 6:51, his right toe crossing the line. Bam Adebayo. That's a fast center right there. Look at him fly. He's fast. Goodness. Finishing with a 5:04. Porzingis, the length of the floor. Oh, he picks up in the second half there. Really quick. 5:34 for Porzingis. Mason Plumlee. I don't know where he's looking. Dude, focus on the run. 5:53. Kelly Olynyk, the Canadian center. Come on, Kelly. Push. Finishing with a 6:37. That's extremely slow. That's one of the slower times for sure. All right, Sabonis, length of the floor. He's pushing hard there that second half. We have him finishing foot across the line at about a 6:04. Robinson of the New York Knicks, pushing. Probably one of the slower ones as well, finishing with a 6:08. Bryant, length of the floor, push. Finishing with knee across the line at a 5:38. Carter Jr. for the Magic. He's fast for a center. He's pushing hard there, swinging his arms. Finishing with a, boom, right there, 5:33. All right, Mavs starting center. Not bad, pretty quick. 5:50, we'll say right there, 5:52 for Mavs center. I don't know all these guys' names, all right? Claxton of the Nets, very tall, slim guy. I was actually surprised he wasn't quicker. Finishing with a 5:47, 5:48, 5:48 for Claxton. All right, we got Joker. He's a big guy. Finishing with a 5:33, foot crosses the line. Miles Turner, Indiana Pacers. Fast for a big guy. I thought it looked faster. Okay, finishing with a 5:43, 5:44 more like, yeah, right there. All right, Valanciunas. Not bad speed for big Valanciunas. Finishing with a 5:38 right there. Right foot crosses the line. Awesome. All right, we got Stewart, Detroit Pistons. Look at those big strides. He's moving. Finishing left knee right there. 5:37. Pascal Siakam, definitely, I expected him to be very quick, and you can tell right away. Very similar to Bam. He covers a lot of ground quickly. 5'11", that left toe crosses the line. Sengun of the Houston Rockets. Big white guy. What do you expect, right? It's tough. It's tough for the big white guys. Knee crosses the line right there around the 6'11", 6'12 mark. Poltl? Is that how you say it? Poltl of the Spurs. Again, what do you expect? This big white guy, just the speed just isn't, in the cards for him. 6'09". All right, and then we got Ayton, a center that can definitely move. Look at him take off. That's a very fast for a center. Finishing with a 5'04" for Ayton. That right knee crossing the line at 5'04". All right, we got Holmgren. Again, these are all the starters as of NBA 2K23, right? I know these aren't the starters for the actual rosters when they start the season, but for NBA 2K23, these are the starters. Boom, Holmgren takes off. For a big, slim guy, young guy, he's covering ground. Look at that. What do we got here? 5'19" for Holmgren. Beautiful. All right, Rudy Gobert. Not one of the faster ones, I have to say. He's not looking like he's going to be taken off too quick. Again, I set the timer, and we're going over these times right now together. So 6:18. Boom. Nurkic, Portland Trailblazers. I mean, do we skip him now, or do we watch him finish? He's slow. 6:12 for Nurkic. Draymond Green, I expected him to be a quicker one. He runs the floor very well for a centerman. Naturally, he's a small center, but... Finishing with a 5'19", left knee crosses the line. Okay, Draymond Green, beautiful. All right, so we got Williams for the Celtics, finishing with a 4'46". Ayton for the Phoenix Suns, finishing with a 5'04". Adebayo, Miami Heat, 5'04". Pascal Siakam, Toronto Raptors, 5'11". Chet Holmgren, OKC, 5'19". Draymond Green, exact same time, roughly around that 5'19" mark. We got Joel Embiid, which is very surprising, finishing with a 5'22". Allen of the Cleveland Cavaliers, finishing with a 5'27". Stewart of the Detroit Pistons, finishing with a 5'27". And then we got Joker and Carter Jr. tied for 10th. So we actually have 11 total players moving on to the second round, which is fine. So they finished with a 5'33". So moving on to the second round. What this round consists of, very similar in the sense that they're just running the floor with a basketball, okay? We start the test at a very similar spot. We're going to be starting with Joker here. For the second test, this is how we run it. The second his right hand with that ball crosses that line, boom, we start the test. So we got Jokic of the Denver Nuggets finishing with a boom, that left foot crossing the line at 257. Then we got Carter Jr., exact same test, finishing with a, this is a lot better of an angle than the test we did with the point guards. So we got his left fingers crossing that line at 317 for Carter Jr. of the Orlando Magic. All right, we got Stewart of the Pistons. Second he crosses that line, time begins, finishing with a, right there, 315. His fingers crossing the line at 315. All right, Cleveland Cavs starting center. Boom. We take off, start the time. And it's all millisecond based here. So we see his fingers crossing the line. 309 for Allen of the Cavs. Joel Embiid finishing with a 314, 315 for Joel Embiid. 315. All right, Draymond Green. Very fast for a center. You can just see it right away, right? Finishing with a 228 for Draymond Green. Chet Holmgren, OKC, finishes with a, right there, 315 for Chet. Pascal Siakam. Though between him and Draymond, it was extremely close. You can just see right off the hop. Right there, 229 for Pascal Siakam. Bam Adebayo, very fast center for the length of the court, but the second you put a basketball in his hands, there you go. He slows right down, right? And that just makes sense. He doesn't handle the ball that well when he's running the floor, like compared to Draymond and compared to Pascal Siakam. Finishing with a 316. All right, Ayton of the Suns. Hand crosses the line, very similar thing. Naturally fast, just running. The second you put a ball in his hands, that's going to pull his time way down, finishing with a 313. And then Williams the third, center that does not run the floor with the ball naturally, and it's very realistic, finishing with a 317 for Williams the third. All right, so there you have it. Within 1 millisecond of a difference, we got Draymond Green finishing as the fastest overall center in NBA 2K23. I love doing these tests starting with them running without the ball because you rank them in a way that is just raw speed. And then you put that ball in their hands and see how they perform with the basketball. That's really what we're doing here, right? Because seeing how fast they are is one thing, but seeing how fast they are as a basketball player, meaning holding a basketball, we will be giving it to Draymond Green today, making him the fastest starting center in NBA 2K23. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.